Just a fucking mess. Okay, all right.
Don't beat her up.
No, she was like so nervous with me doing that just now. I just took out now she has brain trauma.
It's on the side that the camera's coming from.
Goodness. There's no mark. I left. I leave no marks. God.
Alright. You can't even.
Oh my God. I'm fired. Fired.
I'm gonna have you guys come closer to each other.
Are we starting out
there we go.
close?
There we go. Okay, that's good.
Okay.
Yeah, after she beats you up.
Make her sit really close to me. you have to become one with your attacker. Did you not know this is therapy?
I just said yes.
Okay. You know what the great thing is? I have been recording this entire time. So this is definitely going to go on behind the
Get her when she
scenes.
hits.
Now we're recording. Hold on. Hey, Brandy.
Hey.
Welcome to The Scoop, Weddings Unveiled, with your hosts, Tim Schaus of TLS Entertainment and Brandy Harlan, a local wedding planner, bringing you tips, tricks, and ideas to help plan your wedding day. This is The
There we
Scoop,
go.
Weddings
All right.
Unveiled.
Welcome back to another episode of The Scoop, Weddings Unveiled. I am Tim Schaus, TLS Entertainment, your premier wedding DJ, alongside Brandy Harlan, your non-retired wedding planner, as well as Angela Moon from Angela Moon Photography.
That'd be me.
Oh,
Hey.
Jesus.
Hey.
Woo. Okay.
Was
I'm here.
poppin'.
Obviously, headphones.
Headphones be poppin'.
Poppin'
Headphones
faces
be
with
poppin'.
headphones. Oh, geez.
Trying to help a girl out, and you just knock her
Took
out.
her out.
It's all good.
Don't
here
let me
for
help
it.
you put your headphones on when you
No.
come for a podcast.
Stay tuned
Oh,
for
I was
Bruce.
trying to do a vibe check
Yes,
for her.
for a bruise. Yeah, we're gonna need a follow up on that.
Just know what you're saying yes to. Aye.
How's it going? What's new? It's summer.
I
And-
have 2 more weddings to deliver, and I forgot. I forgot.
Oh,
Get
yes,
closer.
You can
You can just move it to where you go
Yes.
to. Oh, there's a
I-
thought that crossed my head. Never mind. Go ahead.
2 more weddings.
2 more
and,
weddings.
That's all. it
to
took
to deliver.
to deliver.
Oh, I was gonna
Yeah,
say to
and then
shoot.
I
No.
will actually get a break for
Nice.
a little bit. So
When's your next wedding?
September. I got 3.
Oh wow.
And
So
the
you-
weddings that you're getting ready to deliver, when did those happen?
End of April, end of May.
Oh, okay. So you had a few months. off.
April
Okay.
is done this week. We're doing our reveal on Thursday. So, and then
I like all
my
the
May
books
one.
that you post.
Thank you.
Yeah.
The
Books.
photo albums.
Oh.
Albums.
Yeah.
Oh, the photo albums.
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
They're so
They're
sexy.
beautiful,
Thank
right?
you. I actually just ordered my vow renewal one because Josh and I did a vow renewal in 2021.
Yeah.
And I ordered it, and it should be here either today or tomorrow. And I've been literally watching the mail, the UPS, like every day to make sure it didn't, like, it's not going to come a day earlier.
Yeah.
So then I was like,
Where'd
well,
you
this
guys
is
go? It was
Sedona.
awesome. Yeah.
Yeah,
Holy
I
cow.
did see that.
Legit.
So I guess we should introduce her.
Yeah. Sorry.
Talk about like
Well,
what she
I mean,
does. We're talking
kinda
about all the
did.
things.
So Angela Moon with Angela Moon Photography.
Yes.
What tell us a little bit about your company, yourself, how long you've been doing
is your
this thing.
last name really Moon?
Yeah.
How awesome.
That's actually on my website. Did you
That-
know that?
That it's
Oh. I said my
Yeah.
last name is really Moon.
Yeah.
Yes,
Like,
that's my real last
is that
name.
your maiden
It's
name?
not.
No.
No. I got lucky. As soon as Josh said his last name, I was like,
You're it.
you're it.
You're in.
That's it.
You're in.
So my joke about that, it's not a joke, but I actually think I've been manifesting Josh my whole life
Yeah.
because I have like piles of journals of poems and writings about the moon when I was little.
Oh,
And I
wow.
would talk about like how shitty something was or how scared I was because I had a, kind of a rough childhood, but, and I would say like, oh, but the moon's there and I feel safer now or something like that. And so it's really weird. Yeah. But it's my little guy that manifested him. He's mine. Sorry.
How long you guys
Gosh,
been together
you're never
now?
going anywhere.
16 years.
Holy cow.
Yeah.
Been married how long?
13.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
How
so.
sweet.
Mhm.
High school?
No. I was 25.
Wait, how old are you?
I'll be 40. On
Shut the front
27th,
door.
guys.
Yeah, welcome. You're still out.
I thought you were younger than me.
He's
Oh,
still
but
not in
thank
the
you.
gang.
Sorry.
I'm still what?
You're still not in the 40 gang, so it's just us. We look damn good for over 40.
Wait, you're how old are you?
I'm 39.
She's not 40 yet.
On
the
the 27th.
Of July?
Yes.
Yes.
Shit. All right, well,
You're still out.
you got 19 days.
Yes. Live
You
it up.
still have like 2 years.
A year and a half. I have a year and a half. I'll be 39 this year.
He's not in the cool crowd
Josh
yet.
will be 39 this year. So, yeah. So.
Wow.
40 is awesome. Are you excited for that?
I am. I am in a space that I did not think this
Yeah.
is where I would be at 40 with a almost 2-year-old and
That was me too.
Yeah.
You had your baby at 38? Same.
yeah. So
Yeah.
it's
My last one.
I still have hope.
yeah. You do.
Yeah. There's women. Men are
Yeah. You can be older.
good
for
till
sure.
they're 90. So.
Well, right. That's fair. Yes. But,
You're no Hugh Hefner.
no.
I mean,
I don't think you want to be.
No, I don't. No.
But
But
anyway, yes,
Yeah.
real last name.
you've got a 2-year-old
Got a 2-year-old.
and another 2-year-old,
I
right?
have a 3-year-old Doberman.
3-year-old
He is
Dobie.
So you only
That's-
have one baby.
one baby, 3
Oh
dogs.
my God.
You have 3 dogs.
Like, I want to have a baby. Let's
Actually-
get a dog.
Yeah.
Let's just keep
For
trying.
every-
this
never
out.
wanted
For
kids.
every one baby, we need 3 dogs.
Yes, 3
So
to 1 ratio.
So you never wanted kids. What changed?
COVID. Yeah.
Was it a
Were you bored?
surprise?
No, it didn't happen during COVID. I think COVID just changed our lives so much personally, like my
Yeah.
husband and I, that we were like, what the hell are we doing? Like,
Yeah.
you know, I don't know.
We want to share this craziness
Yeah,
with
it
somebody.
was weird. It was just, and then 2021, we were like, let's not try. And it happened fast. And so
Yeah.
we have this child of ours now.
I love that.
but
What does
yeah.
your husband do?
Uh,
You can say.
no, it was funny because he was staying home with the child since last October, but he recently just
Who's the
started working
dad?
for
Yeah.
Move, the dispensary Move.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
He's
yeah.
what is it? Cultivation specialist.
Ooh.
So,
Oh.
yes. Yeah.
That sounds fun.
He loves
Do they
it.
sample when they cultivate? Like,
You don't
is
have
that
to.
a-
You just smell it the whole time.
Yeah, that's
Gosh, he's got to be the
he
most
comes home and I'm
chill
like,
dude
"Dude."
ever.
Yeah.
Nice. He's probably like, yeah.
Yeah, he's pretty chill. I think so. But
Was
yeah,
he chill before that?
yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
So he's double
He needed
chill.
to be. I was not. So
that's fair.
The moon seems to be very stable and chill.
yes, the sun and the moon. So
So what?
I love
How long have you been doing photography?
12 years, a little over 12 years.
Okay.
I didn't know having a party at 10 years was a thing, so I missed that boat.
Oh, like a
Everybody's
renewal?
little 10-year anniversary party for
Oh,
the
for your
businesses.
business. Yeah.
So, yeah. So
We don't know it's a thing either.
know.
Only Tim thinks it's a
Tim.
thing.
Hell
we're letting
yeah.
him.
Yeah,
We're letting
I
him
love
do
it.
that.
Hey,
I didn't
you know who else
celebrate
had
my
a-
10 or my 20.
You know who else had a 10-year?
Who?
B-Wed.
I was not
Oh,
invited
I didn't
to
know
that.
that.
Were you? I was not invited.
B-Wed?
Were you invited?
I don't think-
I don't know.
I'm
how
gonna
that
put this out.
was.
I don't think she likes me.
I don't.
I don't know if she listens to this or if anybody who knows B-Wed. I don't think she likes me. I don't know why, but
Maybe she does, but
I don't know.
I don't
No.
know.
I
I
just
wasn't
met her
invited
finally,
either,
so.
and I feel like we have a great relationship.
I was invited. I just met her, so I
Did you not turn me off?
no.
oh man.
He's like, "What's the name?"
Oh, what the? God damn.
Be Wed is the name.
Yes, B-Wed.
All right. So
Brittany, yeah.
yeah, she had a 10-year. Who else did a 10-year?
Swanky.
Swanky.
I wasn't invited to that either.
I didn't know
That's
that
the
But-
thing for me. Like,
But see,
as-
you've been so like involved with specific venues, like your
But
venue.
I've sent a ton of business,
Yeah, it's true.
like a
And-
ton from all of
and
my
Palacios.
venues.
to Tim's, so
I wasn't. Oh yeah, I was invited to Palacios by you.
Did you go?
No,
Why not?
I wasn't able to. It was like a night that I had an
Yeah.
event at work or something.
But yeah,
I don't know.
Palacios. Oh, Laura had I forget her.
Didn't Alyssa do a 10
Who?
a while ago?
Alyssa Sue.
Yeah.
Alyssa?
Pretty sure she did.
Oh, I don't know.
You mean Laura?
Laura, wedding
The
planner.
planner. She just got engaged in Paris or some.
Oh,
Yes.
no, that's
No,
No,
Hold on.
Lauren Gertz.
no.
no.
But that's who you're
But
talking about.
yeah,
what
you're
I'm
thinking.
talking
Yeah,
about.
Lauren Gertz just got Laura. Laura Detweiler. Detweiler. events.
Detweiler.
Yeah,
I was
she
thinking-
had. I think she had 5. Her
Wait,
5-year
she's
anniversary.
been in for 5 years already.
Yeah.
Like-
Well, in Sarasota, she was a wedding planner before elsewhere.
Oh.
Yeah.
Huh.
But she
Well,
she
I
invited me to
didn't
hers.
celebrate my 5, my 10, my 15, or my 20.
Well, that's on you.
Well, 2025 would be 20 years.
but you're retired, so it doesn't matter.
No,
So
I'm retired. I can just throw a shit party for no reason.
well, but and you know who else?
non-retired
Party.
Oh, and then
That's right.
then recently,
I should have a retirement party.
Curate with Malik Curate
Oh,
just threw his 5-year party, which he was charging people to go to, but that dude's next level. So I would probably charge people if I was him
depending
too.
on what he was doing, yeah.
Well,
'cause
he
you
threw it
know
in an airplane hangar.
Oh, was
Uh,
not invited to that one either.
No,
When
no,
did we get to
no,
be
no,
in
no,
the
no.
cool
Listen,
crowd?
listen. Everybody was invited. You just have
I
to
didn't
pay.
even know about it.
Yeah, I mean, do you follow him on social media?
I do now.
Okay, well,
Maybe I didn't then.
Isn't that the guy that just did the swell event? Oh,
yes.
Yeah, I just
I would hire him
discovered
for my wedding for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
Not that I don't love Tim, but Tim has a certain role if I ever get married, so he can't DJ.
What's my rule?
You're in the wedding.
Oh, true.
You can't DJ if you're in.
No,
the
Malik
wedding.
is next level. That
He
dude
is.
is insane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the fact that he even knows who I am is I was like, oh my God, I'm so honored.
You were so humbled. It was the cutest like bromance situation ever. He was like, because at the swell thing, he was like, wait, I was like, Malik's DJing. He's like, I know, I'm gonna go talk to him. I was like, go talk to him. He's like, he knew who I was.
Yeah.
I don't think Tim gives himself enough credit.
No.
It's fun
Why?
when people recognize you.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
like at something for my son the other day, and this girl came up to me. She's like, "Oh my God, are you Angela Moon, like the photographer?" And I was like, "Yes, I am."
Yes. Hair flip.
Why? Yeah.
It's just cool. Like, I mean, you work really hard to get your name out there, and
Yeah, and I think photography, it's just, I mean, obviously DJing and things of that nature is one thing, but having your photos out there and that spreads,
yeah.
you know.
Well, everyone's
So
a
much.
photographer, unfortunately. So
Yeah.
But not everybody's a professional.
true.
yeah. So I think
Everybody
your
can be a
style-
DJ.
I can be a DJ. I'm actually going to be a DJ.
I'm DJ and J back in that was college days. But
Really?
Yeah. No.
Where'd you go to college?
Art school.
It's art school.
Of course. Us people go to art school. We don't go to regular schools.
Oh yeah.
But I
Anyway,
mean,
sorry.
but your style is very different. So I was trying to remember actually this morning. I was like, when did I first meet you?
Far hat.
Really?
Was that the first wedding we did together? Was Melissa? What?
Wow, we all did that wedding. That's cool.
Marissa. No.
Marissa.
Marissa and Matt.
Marissa and Matt.
How
And
are
they
they?
just
I
had
haven't
their
seen-
They just
second
had
baby.
a baby, yeah.
Oh, second baby? Yeah. Well, they had
his
one,
first,
but
yeah.
his first. Yeah, they just had a baby.
Wow.
I follow all my couples on Insta.
Yeah.
Like Facebook.
I still like.
I'm
I used some of
attached.
like that wedding. That party was
Yeah.
next. Like they were
Her
getting
dress
lit.
was great. Like
Yeah, that
they were
was
just such a great couple.
Such a good couple.
Yeah,
It was
and then
super
his
fun.
dad, oh my gosh, his dad, like if I could pick out the best groom's dad ever, it was his dad.
He's cute.
He was so sweet, so nice, just a great family. So shout out to the Far Hats.
What
Yeah.
up? You know how they met?
On it. Oh, at White
during-
Buffalo?
Yeah.
My lessons.
Your lessons, that's
When I
right.
used to teach. I
Yeah.
think. Anyway,
Yeah,
they. I
pretty
mean,
sure they did.
Yeah.
or at least at White
At
Buffalo.
yeah.
So that was what, 5 years ago?
It couldn't have been 5. Well, I
It was
guess.
Yes,
pre-COVID.
Holy sh-
Yes, it was.
Wasn't
It
it?
was-
No, wait.
It was.
2021.
Was it?
No, it
post-COVID
was.
or
It was
pre-COVID?
post.
I think it was 2021.
Yes.
I'm not sure. Somewhere around.
It was.
Maybe
It was
2019.
4 years ago. 4 years ago.
But still, I feel like we should have worked before that together. As many
No.
weddings as at Mixon's and stuff.
I did one at Mixon's. Theirs.
Yeah.
I still get phone calls from them.
Yeah.
Like from I don't know who it is,
from
but
couples.
I think there's like a wedding coming up, not from
Yeah.
actual couples, but whoever is handling things over
Oh,
there.
I don't know.
I'm like, you guys are still alive over
You're
there?
open. Who's there?
Yeah.
So your style. I want to get back to talking about your style because, how would you describe it?
Dark and moody.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I didn't mean to answer for you.
Let's ask the professional.
No,
I'm
I
joking.
mean, I think that I'm more on the dark and moody side.
Yeah.
I'd say it's like I'm into the passionate. I'm into the I want more of that
Yes.
wild feeling
Yes.
behind it. But yeah, I think I'm, more of that contrasty. I'm not light and airy, obviously.
Yeah.
And, I always tell my clients, I'm a good balance of letting it happen, candid as much as possible. But unfortunately, a lot of people don't realize, that's just me following you around. Like,
Yeah.
that's not me guiding you. So there are appropriate moments, like when I'm going to take over and try to like create a little moment instead. And, you know,
So do you feel like you, so how does the process go? Like when you meet a couple, do you get an idea for, okay, they're going to need a little bit more of a motivation and verbal cues or visuals, or you're just like, all right, I'm just going to literally follow this passion train around?
Yeah, I mean, I think when you meet them, you can kind of tell. But for the most part, you know, I kind of set my expectations up front and say that I'll let you do your thing, but I guarantee they're going to look at me and be like, what are we supposed to do next?
Especially
You know?
the day of.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they
There's
seem
a
to
lot
be
going
just
on.
like,
Yeah. And that's, I love style shoots, and I think they have a purpose, but also they've killed what people understand is like real, because these people, like clients now, they want what they see on all these
Pinterest and TikTok,
it's
and
how much of that is styled shoots, and it's like that's because that's all they're doing. They're not actually at a wedding day. Or like TikTok now with like candid documentary style. Everybody wants candid documentary style, but that's
describe what candid documentary style looks like.
that's me literally like letting you do your thing, and I'm not saying a word. You know, I'm just documenting the day as it's happening.
But isn't there like a specific
like a style of shooting
style
and
of
stuff?
shoots?
Yeah,
Like,
I mean, they're
I feel like film is is used for social, like social, like very
there's like the whole
documentary.
trend right now is like going back to that vintage style look where it's high flash and filmy and grainy and, you know, those kind of things.
Do you
It's
do any of
beautiful.
that?
I've played around with it, but it's not something that I ever feel like I was drawn to, you know? So like, I mean, the only reason I've even playing around with it now is because it's
a
like
thing.
the thing,
Yeah.
and like people are asking for it.
And I think when people look back, they're going to be like, when the styles change and the trends change, you'll be like, why is this not in focus?
yeah, that's
You know,
another
so
thing,
it's like,
motion
it's a
blur,
hard,
right?
yeah,
Oh my God.
it's like hard to give that balance, because you're like, in 20 years, they're going to wish they had that photo in very clear.
Yeah.
So do you just say, all right, if there's any photos that you want, you know, me to have that style, you give them kind of both?
So I
for
feel like with
perpetuity?
motion blur, the trend with motion blur right now is like the person who wants it typically says they like it. I'm not gonna just be like, all right, now I'm gonna shoot some in motion blur. You know,
What is motion blur?
It's like when they're moving, and it's like, and there's just there's movement literally in the
photo.
and there's all different like. There's levels, I feel like, of motion blur. Like one where nothing's in focus, one where they're in focus and there's like movement, and then one where you're not sure if that person actually missed focus
Yeah,
or
I feel
not.
like that's
and
very
they, like,
popular
save
during the
save
party,
the photo.
right? That's
yeah,
very,
very,
Or
yeah.
like during
I
the
see it
There's a lot
happen.
of portraits too.
Yeah, and I see it also happening for exits. Like if they're like moving
well, yeah,
on,
just to make it like
if
look
they're
like there's a
like
lot
they're
going
leaving.
on.
Yeah.
Reception motion blur is a different story. I definitely think that's makes your album just pop, because
Yeah.
it's like, oh, here's where we actually started to like get down and party.
Yeah, it kind of brings that emotion
yeah,
across
for sure.
with photos that sometimes
Right.
you know gets missed. I think in just a regular shot. So yeah, motion blur. I think during the reception's
reception
good.
for sure. Yeah, but yeah, it's just funny like how much trends are like going balls to the wall now because of, you know, TikTok and all the things. And
So is your style always dark and moody and passion and fiery and wild?
yeah, I would say for wedding wise, you know, unless it's like I'm pulling teeth with my clients and I'm not getting what I'm hoping for, then cool, we're just going to go from pose to pose to pose, because that's
Yeah.
what you have to do, you know.
Yeah.
But I like to find the people that understand that kind of crazy, I guess. That would be like, I guess, your target client or ideal client, you know, somebody
Yeah.
who's just going to go out there and just have fun and be them. And I don't know.
Do you have a specific like shot list that you cater to? Like, all right, here's the shots that I want to get at every single event, or is it kind of just like, all right, like, do you kind of guide your couples, or how does that look?
Yeah, I have a call with them obviously before, and we go over all that. And a lot of them will say like, oh, I want to send you my Pinterest board. And, you know, it's, again, I love Pinterest. Sometimes I hate it, but it's like, cool, I'll look at your inspirations, you know, unless there's something that's
Inspiration,
like, yes, exactly.
not duplication.
But unless there's something where like, I absolutely love this, and I'm like, okay, then let's make that happen, you know. But I mean, I feel like every wedding's kind of the same as far as your shot list. Like, you kind of know going into it what you're going to be doing. it's just, I don't know, like then you talk to your people and be like, would you guys like this? Or is there anything you don't want? What do you hate? You know, like, and they're like,
what part of your body is your least favorite?
Yeah. Or like they don't
that's
want,
a fair question, I think.
They
like,
don't want to
feel your
corny
best side
doing things too, you know? Like,
Yeah.
so it's like we kind of have those conversations, and it's probably like your song list where don't playlist or whatever, you know?
Okay, that's fair. Yeah.
But
Yeah, okay.
yeah. I like when people have new and different things that you don't see all the time at weddings.
Like
and
what?
that's when I get like jazzed up
Like-
or fired up.
like the candid or the flat lays we've been seeing, like party flat
The
lays.
Yeah,
Party
the
flat lays.
after
Oh
party
my
The after
flat
party
gosh,
lays.
after party flat
Yeah.
lays.
I
I
I'm
just
like,
saw one.
Yes,
Yeah.
you
Love
sent me
that.
one.
Yeah, it was from the most recent wedding that I
Yeah, those are like
Yeah.
Love
who,
it.
Who came up with that?
I don't know.
Like somebody
So-
probably snapped a fun photo and was like, "Oh, this would be cool," and then they just posted it, not thinking that it was going to be anything.
And I think like videographers should do the same, where they should just get like at the very end of the night, like if they have the
good
the
B-reel.
colored
wands,
the
the
wands,
sticks,
the colored sticks, the light sticks, just on the floor with drinks on the floor on the dance floor, and just have like a videographer
Be
just
like
kind
the
of like
Hangover movie
pan-
when they're panning
exactly.
through the
Yes.
hotel
That's
room.
exactly what I'm thinking from The Hangover. Just panning across the bottom of
Yeah.
the floor with the light sticks going off, just
Her
flashing.
shoes thrown on the floor because you
Just
know
shoes,
those were coming
and
off.
then you can kind of see like the guests just like walking out, or like the bride walk. I don't know. I just
like
think it would be
That's a great
super
shot. I love
freaking
that.
cool, and so
Yeah.
that's what I envision on the photo side.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
funny when I saw that. So I do something at every wedding. It's more for me because I think I started it and now it's like something that I do, but I take a messy makeup photo, like a messy makeup table picture.
Yeah.
And I always say that I'm going to make like a coffee table book from it. And all the makeup artists are like, "Oh my God, don't, it's such a," I'm like, "No, leave it. It's your
Don't
art."
touch. Yes.
You know, so I feel like I should make a reel of those and
Yes.
be like, this is the trend I started like 10 years ago, 12 years ago. So,
Yeah,
but-
Do it.
absolutely do that.
So those are always fun for me that I didn't realize like I could post that and maybe go viral.
We all just want to go viral.
I'm just
But
kidding.
do
Not
we?
really.
Well, yeah.
I mean,
I don't know. It's overwhelming.
I don't know. Could you imagine if the amount of social media and access to instantaneous, like, was around when we were in our 20s?
Thankfully. I'm
Like, we
glad
would have
that was
already
not
gone viral.
for not something good.
No. Like, because a lot of people go viral right now for a lot of not great things.
Well, yeah.
And it's like, oh, don't get your 15 minutes of fame.
Go and get it.
But professionally, that's what I would want to go viral for.
Yeah.
Like, there's been some epic things. What do you feel like is your most epic wedding or photography session that you've ever had that you were like, that just hit all the bucket list items and
Ooh.
that's my most cherished? Not that you want to favor any particular couple, but like there had to have been like a place or just all the right vibes or a venue, something that you were like, yeah, that was good.
Well, locally, I actually, the one I'm revealing on Thursday with my bride and groom was at Crosley. And it was just one of those days where everything was just perfect. And I feel like I kind of got out of the box with some of the ways I was doing some shots
Yeah.
and things like that. And I don't shoot at Crosley too often. So I was a little bit more kind of like re-inspired going into it. But she did a Bridgerton theme.
Ooh.
So she had like those long gloves on and her makeup and hair was just, everything was just so good. And we had so much time in the timeline, even though I was only there for 6 hours for
Oh.
portraits. There was like 3 separate times in the timeline for portraits. So
How do you manage? We'll talk about that in a second. Go ahead.
so I was just,
Finish your thought.
that was just, I mean, finishing that gallery the other day, I was just like, these are just so good. It was just, I was just super proud.
What a great venue to do like a Bridgerton themed
yeah,
or
it was
styled.
awesome for sure.
Yeah,
I felt
Powell
it-
Crosley. I
yeah.
love it there.
As far as like bucket list epic, I did a elopement in Steamboat Springs during the snow. So it was pretty amazing to do that. And that girl and I have become really good friends since then. So
Yeah.
I feel like that one was just like super close to my heart.
And
But
how did she find you?
so weird. I did a lot of buying and selling of plants during COVID on Facebook.
Did you?
Yeah, and so I bought a
Okay,
plant,
plant
from her.
lover. High
Yeah.
five.
So she lives in St. Pete. We became friends.
You guys became plant buddies.
Plant buddies.
Plant buddies.
Yeah. So Yeah, that was the one that's great though. I mean, we were literally, trekking up a mountain in the snow. Josh went and he was doing drone video and drone photos. So
he was doing drugs.
No.
That's where I thought it was going.
Definitely. Just drones,
No,
Tim. Just drones.
But yeah, so that was pretty epic. But yeah, I think those two specifically. I mean, I've done a lot of fun ones, There's been epic receptions, like where you're like, oh, all these photos are just so good. I did one at Baker's Ranch not too long ago where I was like, I don't think I've ever loved
A reception. Because it gets pretty boring, doesn't it?
Well, if you're there the whole time.
Yeah.
And then if they're not dancing, then you're just standing there and you're like, I don't really know,
what I'm supposed to do. Can I go home early?
So it gets a little mundane, but I always try to tell my people I don't have to be there the whole time unless you're doing a sparkler send off.
So that was going to be one of my questions today was like, what would you advise couples to, like, as far as like a time frame? You need to be like, obviously, like the very, very beginning, like throughout the day, but like, I guess how far to the end do they need to go? Like, do you need to be there to the very end?
If there's not a send off, I don't think so. I can get so much dancing in 30 minutes.
Right.
Like, you're only going to have a page or so of that in your album anyway. And it's like, yeah, it's fun, but again, if it's only the same 15 people dancing, like how many photos do we want of these people?
I always suggest
it's
having
the ring bearer dancing to all 15 songs.
Right. I always suggest like having the videographer stay to the end. The photographers can typically leave earlier.
I don't know. I'd say like typically I'm there till I'd say 9 is probably like an average time if they're, ending
if it ends at 10
kind of thing. But I always, again, go over that with my clients is like, if they're only doing a 6-hour package with me, then what is the most important 6 hours here? Is getting ready more important or is your reception more important? And then it's kind of like,
Do you ever do fake send-offs?
I did one fake send-off.
And you hated it.
I hated it.
I'm sure the entertainment
I just threw
company
words in her mouth.
It was,
disliked
when
it as
you just
well.
like sat there and did nothing for however many minutes.
Well, ruins the entire vibe.
Yeah, it does. But yeah, it was weird. I mean, I get it. They wanted pictures of it, but it just.
It cheapens the experience, though.
Yeah. It's like, hey, we're gonna do this just for photos. Like that's why we're doing this, and then we're out.
And then we're out.
And
then we'll be back.
Yeah.
And we're gonna start this party back up again because we just came to a screeching halt.
Anytime if they all leave, I just put on. Is
Jeopardy.
No, Celine. Is it Celine Dion?
Oh my gosh, yeah, that's funny.
Myself, don't wanna be.
No,
Who sings that? Not Celine Dion.
I think it is.
I think it is Celine Dion. Yeah.
Yeah.
All by myself. Yeah.
Pretty sure it is.
It is Celine Dion. Look at me. I'm a good DJ.
Yeah.
All right.
The whole thing. Now we feel the pain.
So yeah, they're no good. I feel like that was like a trend for a little while, but I haven't heard of it in a while.
Yeah.
Maybe I talk people out of it. I don't know.
So how did you get 3 portrait sessions into 6 hours? Like, tell me how that went. Was it just ceremony? Was it reception only? Like ceremony somewhere else? Like all the things.
So I got there at the end of her getting ready. I wasn't even supposed to take photos of her getting dressed, but she was running a little late. So we did that very quick. We did it right after that. We went into first look. So, we kind of just stayed in the ship room at Crosley and walked around the
First
balcony.
Oh, the ship room's really cool. I love the Crosley.
So that was like our whole like first portrait session with them, and then ceremony, and then they did family photos, and then we did a quick portrait session then because we wanted to be outside like in the front. I don't know if you remember that like road that goes down. There's like all these trees. So we made sure we did that, and then the front of the building, that was like our second portrait session, which was fast. Then they were actually able to go join cocktail. Very little family photos and no wedding party hardly. So it was super.
How many guests were there?
Oh God, you're gonna ask me that. 80.
Oh, okay.
Maybe.
Oh, that's great.
So less than 100.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that makes sense because you have less family, hardly any bridal party.
Right.
And then you can really focus on, and you think that was intentional of them to like say, okay, photos are very important to us. How can we do this the easiest way? And we'll not have so many people in the photos.
Yeah, we 100% because when they were booking 6 hours, I was trying to just make sure that, what can happen in 6 hours. Because a
Yeah.
lot of people are like, I'm still going to fit everything in 6 hours. And you're like,
No, you're not.
so, you know, it's like, okay, well, let's talk about how much time you're going to need for all this stuff. And so she knew, like, family was wedding party. So it was like,
Okay.
we had no I guess really no wedding party photos. And then, you know, they did their toast and dinner, and then we went out and did sunset right by the water. So, and like, they weren't long portrait sessions, you know, maybe like 15, 20 minutes each, if that. So it's like when you, I guess, kind of put them all together, it's probably what some people normally do. But I don't know.
Because there's usually like an hour, you know,
Yeah.
during cocktail hour. So if you're just, you know, hitting those key points of, you know, keeping it quick and easy. And
I like splitting it up like that because you're getting 3 different parts of the day, and technically kind of hopefully at the venue you can get like 3 different parts of the venue, because if you're trying to do all that, it's like you're gone for that long. And if you think about just doing little spurts of it, you can kind of like pop back into your wedding day instead of just disappearing into
So
the
as
portrait.
a photographer, what is your what is your take?
I know what he's going to say. I already know the question.
What is your take on
First
looks or not first looks or first touch or first shot or whatever?
Like, does the emotion still exist
100%.
in photos at the end?
Because my explanation of first look and ceremony, people not wanting to lose that like initial look down the aisle, it's 2 different situations. It's 2 different moments in time, right? Like your first look, you're already like, it's all the things, all the emotions, the excitement, the nervous, like all the things. Do your private vows, do your portraits, get it done. If you have a wedding party, get your wedding party photos done. And then do your ceremony, but have moments in between that. So like 15, 20 minutes while you're hiding, you know, to just kind of recollect and maybe separate again from, you know, each other, just to kind of like reset.
I think that's important, the
Yeah.
separation.
And
'Cause
then
you see some couples do first look and then they're just hanging out the whole entire time with each other. No.
I just re-separate.
I see.
Like, go back to your rooms.
Like,
take a
before the
moment,
ceremony.
Go back to your
go back to
separate
your
corners.
Yeah. Back to timeout. No, but separate again. And then, you know, you're at the ceremony now. There's people there. Like, you're actually about to do the thing.
There's music.
You know, their
and-
music.
Yeah.
Now you can't
It's
fall
actually
in front of
happening.
people. Or, like,
Yeah.
you know, like, there's a whole different vibe. And
Yeah.
I think that I am a huge fan of first looks. I think it allows you to spread out your day a little more and not feel so rushed. I'm obviously going to support someone who wants to be traditional and do it, you know, the old school
I was
way,
traditional
but
and did the
we
You
didn't
did-
have first looks when I
Yeah.
got married a long time ago, so
Me either.
y'all got married like the same time.
2011.
8.
Oh,
Yeah.
all right, fair enough. But yeah, no, I was very much against a first look at first.
Uh-huh.
And then I went through it, and I cried like a freaking baby. However, now looking back at it, would definitely do a first look.
Yeah.
Because I feel like having that that private time,
Yeah.
it's a lot more emotional for sure, and you get to have that like
Intentional. And you don't get a lot of private time.
No.
And there's so much better pictures of you guys seeing each other for the first time.
Yeah.
And that, like, you get 100 photos just from like that, you
for
know,
like 30 seconds
30
to
seconds.
a minute. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
whereas like seeing each other on the aisle is a little different. It's like
You have to
I'm
get different
here, second-
angles.
Yeah.
And I think also having those private vows, like for me, I would, if and when I get married again, having those private vows, but then also having a set of vows that I do at the ceremony that I still wrote myself. But the ones that are private, like you can really kind of
Nitty-gritty.
dig. Yeah, you can dig in a little deeper
what?
there.
get all nitty gritty.
Yeah, like you can dig a little deeper.
Remember that time? No, it's not
Remember
going to
that
happen
part?
again. No.
Yeah.
You know what's gonna happen during the reception? I'm gonna take you.
Remember when I met you? You were with no. So, I mean,
I don't know about that.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like,
No.
you know, if you have that private time where you can talk about things that are a little bit more vulnerable that you don't want everybody else to know about your partner, and not showcase them, especially if they're a little bit more private too. So I feel like you can do that in those private vows and then have like a little bit more of have some, you know, jokes in there,
Yeah,
have a little bit
lighthearted.
lighter, but still very
During the ceremony.
Yeah.
ceremony. Yeah. So you have 2 sets. Yeah. I like that.
Yeah.
That works really well. I like
Split it
the
up. Split it up, bitches.
There you go.
She is on the right podcast. So do your sessions start around that 6-hour time frame, or what do you feel like is the sweet spot for time?
So my collections start at 4, but my main 2 is an 8 and a 10 is what I book most. I feel like last year I had a lot of 6 hours, but so far everything I've been booking this year for next year is like 8 or 10.
And do you feel how many photos typically happen in 6, 8, or 10? Is there like a number that you kind of
do you give
like
couples
an
like you will
average that
get
you land up on?
1,500 photos, or do you even tell them how many photos you're going to get?
Prior to this year, the way I did it was letting them know they would get around this number of photos. So it used to be like 100-ish an hour in the gallery. And then now I don't. So I just kind of switched that out. I was like, I don't know why I do that.
I mean,
you just shoot. I mean, you can't help it if like it's that good.
Well, because I feel like when I was trying to say like, oh, I told them up to 700 photos and I have like 600 really good ones, and now these other 100 are just like literally moved from here to here, you know? And like, it's like, oh God, I just got to meet this photo requirement now. So I stopped.
So it's a little less pressure.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's probably higher quality because you're like intentional.
Yeah, and you're going to spend a little, not like I wasn't spending the time to edit those, but like now it's just I'm editing what I love, you know?
Yeah.
And it's like I don't have to, besides like, I mean, I have a 100-page book, 50 spreads in my Vauernol, and there's, 300 and something photos in it. And like, that's a huge book. And most people aren't putting 300 and something photos in a book.
Yeah. So was that like a factor for you when you got that book and you were like, oh, this is what this feels like to be on the other side of receiving all those photos, and it kind of made you readjust a little?
I just didn't need all of them.
Yeah.
As much as I'm happy to have all of them.
It just didn't need.
Yeah.
because I'm sure there's a few photos that you just go back to every single time.
Oh yeah,
and
those
it's
are
like,
the bangers.
Those are the ones that are on the wall.
and there's probably like 5 of them.
Yeah.
And you're like, out of the 300, I love these 5,
Yeah,
and these are the ones
exactly.
I'm going to go to. Like the other 300 are cool, but these 5.
Yeah, I think I delivered like a 1,200 photo gallery last year, and I was like, why do they need this many photos? Like at the time, it was fine.
How long did it take you to?
It's too long. Don't ask.
Yeah, how long did it
That's
take
what
you?
people don't know.
Well, yeah.
I don't know. I can't
It just
tell
takes
you.
you
It's
forever.
because it's especially now momming.
It's different.
Oh, yeah.
I like edit during nap time, and then I edit when he goes to sleep until I fall asleep at the computer. Like, so it's hard to say like how long I'm actually spending on these.
What do you typically tell or couples?
The time frame.
Your time, like your turnaround.
Turnaround is 8 to 10 weeks,
Okay.
Oh,
and
okay.
they get like 3 or 4
2 months.
Ahead of time.
sneaks.
Okay.
Sneakies. Sorry.
I love that.
It's really nice hearing your
little
voice in a microphone into the
Right?
microphone.
It's
So I'm not
cool.
gonna lie. Sorry.
I don't actually like my voice.
I don't
and
either, but
so
I like this.
Yeah,
I'm like,
this
I'm
is
vibing
like,
right
huh.
now. I'm like, I'm just gonna keep talking.
Just keep
I'm gonna
talking.
get really
Because you can
close.
hear yourself
You can.
Yeah.
in the headphones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm glad I can't hear myself out in real life. I'm glad I can hear this.
Yeah.
She's like,
This
I
is what
couldn't
you
walk
sound like."
around all day hearing myself, but I
I'll
like
probably
hearing
go
myself
listen to it
now.
and be like, oh God, it's terrible.
How did I sound like that? That's how I feel sometimes when I listen back. I'm like, oh yeah, that's how I sound.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
those are the
fine,
good
though.
things.
I like your
So,
voice
do you have any
emoji.
aspirational things for this upcoming season of like, where do you want to shoot? Like, where are some bucket lists that you want to shoot that you haven't, or some styles or types of, things that you're like, I really want to shoot this style or this theme or this type of couple or this type of wedding?
So, I actually have 2 couples I'm still talking to. They're trying to figure out all the details, but Colombia and Puerto Rico.
Oh.
So ever since I've talked to them, now I'm like, I better get those weddings.
Yeah, 'cause you're like,
Um,
I'm all in.
I'm all in.
You've been online, like
Yeah.
Googling all the photos and all the
100%.
things.
Yeah. Well, they're both on the bucket list anyway,
Yeah.
so that's fun. I would love to go back to Costa Rica. Italy is always a forever. Would love to go there. It just seems like a lot of work to try to help a person research to have a wedding there and do the photos and everything. But unless they had it all done for me, but that would be epic. But yeah,
If they
I
had an
don't know.
epic planner, that would be
For sure.
ideal.
Yeah.
Somebody that's in Italy.
I just want to have a good time.
That's fair.
Yes. Because damn it, this is hard work.
It is.
I just
Like
want,
COVID,
like,
all the
yeah.
things, right? Like I just want to do
I
my
just wanna
job and
have a
have
good time,
fun
man.
and be passionate.
Yeah.
That's the most transparent, honest
I
answer
have
we've
fun.
ever
like,
gotten.
I just want clients
wanna
to
have fun.
just be cool and like let me be me, and
You be you and I'll do my job.
like,
You just do the thing.
And I feel like if it's easy, it's right, and
yeah.
when it brings you energy, it's right.
Yeah.
Sorry, I did that because I posted something the other day, and Tim was like,
Oh, yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I do remember reading
yeah,
that.
I'm really
energy,
big about that. Like, I just want the energy just to vibe. Like, I know that's so stupid and corny, but like,
No.
it's real. That's what I mean.
But I think that's true for all of us. Like Tim and I often talk about the love meter. That's
Yeah.
kind of
Oh,
how
yeah.
we kind of base when we work together. You know, it was always a question. So what's the love meter? It's pretty strong today. Be like,
I'm already crying.
yeah, like basically like, oh, she put on her shoes and I cried. Like
Yeah.
I was always like that litmus test because I cry at all my weddings.
Same.
But I would kind of be like, dude, I don't know.
Yeah,
about
there have
this one.
like
There's been a
fo-
few where
at
I'm like,
Mixon's. I mean, there's been
We've
quite
had
a
a
few.
wonderful years of
we had
good
a great
weddings.
time at Mixon's, and there were
Yeah.
many
miss
a
those
wedding,
days.
many a wedding at Mixon's that I'd be running sound like for this ceremony, we'd be getting everything ready, and all of a sudden like I press play and like we're the ceremony starts and you're pushing everybody down the aisle. And as the bride's coming down, like I'm like, oh shit, here we go, it's happening. Like,
Yes.
why am I tearing up?
Yes. As soon as
Like,
I
with
let
the
go of the
music-
dress and I
Yeah.
disappear behind my wall, I'm over there just like
Yeah.
losing my shit.
But then there's others where I'm like, oh, can this get over with?
Where I'm
Like-
just like, woohoo,
Yeah.
get down the
But
aisle.
why is
I
that?
think it's because I think it has to do with the client as well.
Probably, yeah.
Not everybody's going to fit that same energy that we bring to the table. I don't know if you agree, but
yeah, for sure.
and I think there's some people are just way more difficult than others, and day of maybe they become not as difficult, or they're really not difficult, and then day of they it's a bait and switch, right?
Yeah.
Like you get a different version of the person you've been working with for the last 9 to 12 months, and you're like, okay. Or you get those that warn you, hey, day of, I'm gonna be no good. I literally had a client tell me, she goes, I have anxiety, I'm anxious, I'm depressive manic, like I'm all the things. So day of, this is how to handle me.
Well, at least they told you.
I love
She came
that,
with
right? She came with her A
disclaimer.
game. Her groom knew, like, okay, this is how she is. This is how she's going to be in crowds and around people, and I am to manage that. If I know going in, cool. But if you do a complete 180 on me, as soon as you slip into that dress, like it just became something totally different, and I don't know what to do with that.
Yeah.
So you just got to keep smiling, get them down the aisle, and then get them some drinks, and after ceremony, it's like a switch. They go right back to that
know what I
person you were
love?
working with 9 months ago.
When I'm setting
It's
up
crazy.
and I see either the groomsmen or the bridesmaids, and if they come up to me like, hey, you want to do a shot with us? Hell yeah, let's go. This is going to be a great day.
Yep.
It's
Yes.
going to be a fun time.
That's always a factor too.
Yeah.
Just can we not get the bride drunk?
Well, no.
Or the groom
Yeah.
before they walk down the aisle?
True.
Those are factors. But I think
He said bridesmaids and groomsmen.
yeah, so we'll give
Right,
you
I
that.
know-
Yeah,
Fair.
yeah.
Yeah, fair. And so I think it's just, I don't know that the kind of person that you're working with from the beginning, even from the first email, right?
Yeah.
Like, based on the questions that they're asking, how they're asking them, how many, and you can kind of gauge whether or not you want to even be available
Yeah.
for them.
100%.
And you decide, right? I think in the industry we had COVID, and then there was 1,000,001 weddings that needed to be planted, and we were just yes. And we totally burnt ourselves
Burned
out
out.
completely. And now we're in 24 and we're like, but we're so slow. No, bitch, you ain't slow. This is how it was before COVID. But
I was just about to ask, like, how are the inquiries for
Yeah.
you right now? Or because like you just said,
we're
I
back
feel
to
like it's
pre-COVID,
I feel like it's slower.
but it's not.
Yeah.
Did you look at those numbers I told you to look at finally to
What
see what you
numbers?
were pre-COVID? Because we've had this conversation, like, and
Yeah,
I told this,
I went over
and it's
them
about
with
the
you.
same, and it's about the same.
No,
Yeah, that's
I was
true.
thinking about that, and you're actually kind of right. I didn't think of it like that. But I was probably like 18 weddings a year, maybe pre-COVID, and then I was like 28, and then this year. I'm at 16. So you're actually right. Like when
Yeah.
you
Is that a
when
lot?
you say that. I mean,
28. When you think
28.
about all the editing.
Well, that's right,
I also
'cause-
did over 200 sessions.
Okay,
She
'cause
does
so
other
you
things
don't
than
just
weddings,
do
yeah.
weddings. You
Yeah.
do like
She does
families.
babies.
Yeah, I did all the things.
And-
I've also niched down with that as well. I've gotten rid of some things.
And you were doing
Isn't
real
it
estate at one point
yeah,
too.
that's still a thing. That's just separate. Yeah.
I love the baby.
Well, I'm gonna have to call you
ones.
again because you did my
I
my
did your house. Yeah.
you did my house.
Well, he's gonna need it again.
Yes,
Oh man.
yeah.
Yeah.
but
all
not for like
good.
another year though.
That's how much longer you got?
I haven't started building it yet.
Oh my Lanta. Okay, well,
Anyway, continue.
another time.
But
Yeah, I think if we all just think about that and because we felt like, because we feel that it's slower, that we need to say yes to everyone, but in fact you don't
No.
need to say yes. As long as your pricing is right and you value what you do, other people will value what you do, and you don't have to say yes to everyone, and you can really weed out those ones that you're like,
sure.
I'm not
These
going
aren't
to
my
vibe
people.
with them,
Yeah.
and this is going to be torture. And I've done that in the past too, like those that you just give an inch to and you're like, you know what? I'm going to just not do that
Yeah.
because if I give them an inch, anytime, no good deed does not go unpunished.
I very much pay attention to red flags these days.
Yeah,
Like,
absolutely.
especially with
The vibe between the couple.
Yeah,
The
all
whole
the things.
Like, can I pay you half deposit now and half deposit later? I don't. Let's have a conversation.
Yeah.
Ooh, I got one for you.
Oh, he gets so excited.
Have you? Because obviously you work very much with the couples.
God.
So I want to know like
know
what kind of
where we're
crazy stories like you got. Like, have you seen any like couples that have like you're like, oh my god, this is not going to work out in the long run?
I've actually never felt that. And I'm like,
awesome.
there's like, and I'm like, I like to think I read people pretty well. I feel like there was like one in there that I was just like, this is weird. Everything felt weird.
Yeah.
But I don't really know of any of my couples that have divorced except for maybe one that's very recent. And,
That's really good.
yeah,
That's awesome.
I don't know. I can't think of that. But I mean, like moms.
Post-COVID, I had more divorce than pre-COVID, I will say.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, dang.
I could probably count
No, I've got more pre-COVID.
that divorced.
Yeah, because then they had to go through COVID with each other, and they're like, oh nope, ain't doing this. So I feel like everybody that went through COVID together and got through it, they're gonna be still together.
I would say probably out of the maybe 600 weddings I've done in my 20 years, maybe less than 10
Have been
have divorced.
total?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Of
it's
that I
low.
know
It's
of.
low for me.
Yeah, that I know of. But there was some crazy stories. Is there anything that you had that happened crazy? That you caught on photos?
You didn't almost get shot, did you?
No, I don't have that kind of story. I almost left a wedding because of how bridezilla this bitch went.
Nice!
What's her name?
I've almost shut weddings down because of that. Like, I literally have said, if you approach us one more time or anybody in our staff and touch us or yell at us or
Yeah.
anything else, we will literally shut everything
Yeah,
down, and
it
we have
was-
it in your contract that we're allowed
All right.
to.
So what was this bridezilla? Let's hear about this
Yes.
story. What
Oh,
happened?
God. I can't.
She's not listening to
you
this.
can give us
this
basics.
what
Is it in
happened
your
was
contract too that you will end services if you are
It is
like
now.
there's
After that one,
rules have names,
I was
don't
talking
they?
to, actually, Storybook Orlando, I was talking to him that day, and he was like, is this in your contract? I was like, fuck, no. And he's like, it's in mine. And I was like,
Yep.
it's in mine. It will be after this one. It
Yeah,
will be in mine.
yeah.
She was just screaming.
What was she screaming about?
She was late. They were so late. And you're trying to help, and she just starts screaming at everybody, and she just screamed
Type
at
A
me a couple
personality.
times. Yeah, and I get
she's
it.
probably
I'm
just
type A,
stressing, yeah,
but
'cause she's
totally.
late.
But you don't need to scream at anybody, let alone your vendors and
The ones that are trying to make this a beautiful
like
day
your,
for you.
Your family, you want to scream at them. Like I get it. Like that's what people do. But I just hear.
If I see a couple screaming at each other on wedding day,
yeah,
Just walk
that's
away.
Crazy.
You don't
that
do
is
that. You
like
just-
not a good sign.
No.
This is not a great way to get your married life started.
No.
I mean, I've had couples yell at my vendors, like not even just my own team,
just thought of a
caterers
divorce.
and
Sorry.
stuff. Oh, good. And I've had to I've had to like put a stop to that.
Yeah.
Like you don't scream at anybody, any
No.
vendor. I think we should all be protective of each other. So tell us what you just like what just
I just
came
thought
about?
of somebody who just separated. So
Oh,
that's all. I
You're
was
like, oh, yeah, that
I don't know
guy,
why I just
that-
thought of it.
that
for some
couple.
reason.
Aw,
Yeah.
R.I.P.
R.I.P. R.I.P.
I mean, what do you do with all the photos at that point?
I mean, I still got mine.
You
I
still have
still have-
yours?
I still have a few. Yeah, I
I
have
mean,
a
it
few.
still happened.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't want to get rid of any of mine. I don't think.
I still
Oh.
have like, my husband
Just
and I
put
still have photos from like back in the day of high school stuff, and
Well,
it's
yeah.
your life. It's I
Yeah.
don't know.
Yeah,
like,
you
it's
don't
still
erase
part of
it.
your
From like
life.
previous
Yeah.
relationships?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, I don't think
I
it's
don't
an
know.
erasable thing.
No.
So you've never had anybody like call off a wedding last second,
Ooh,
or
I have.
like, hey,
Or have
The
have been
have two
two
fiancés.
fiancés and you
No.
decided not to show up for this one?
Did you hear
No.
that on our podcast?
No, I
yeah,
missed
that
that
was.
one.
you
Yeah,
should listen
and
to
a
the last
follow
one.
up to that,
I
I
need to find
called
out.
you.
I know this dude has been like, he has been so hung up on this. So what quick happened had happened.
Yeah, a
If you didn't
recap.
listen. I had a wedding cancel at rehearsal, like hours before rehearsal, because the groom had two fiancés and he made his choice.
And decided
And
not to
then-
show up for that one.
Yes,
So
he
my
made his
follow up
choice.
afterwards, I was listening to the podcast. I was in the gym. I was
so like
I was
into
literally
this.
I was literally working out. I was like, because I like to listen to the podcast.
Yeah.
And
We re-listen to
yeah,
ourselves.
and
Yeah.
so
I
I'm
get it.
listening to
We
it.
laugh at ourselves.
Yeah. But I'm at the gym and I'm like, wait. And I called Brandy as I'm at the gym.
He's
I'm
like, "Can I talk
have,
to you?" And I'm like,
I
"Are
have
you okay?"
questions.
I thought something was wrong.
many
He's like, "I have
questions.
questions," and I'm like, "About what?"
Was
What
the
is
guy
going
was
on?
the guy's family at this going to be at this particular wedding? Did the family know that he had two fiancés?
I was like, I don't know. None
Like
of his
which
family showed
which
up.
family or which fiance did he
Did
tell
they
the
get to
family
know?
about?
Yeah,
Oh.
like which one did he take around
That
them?
is insane.
I really
How
need
do
to
you
call
get-
the sister. I'm gonna make it myself a note.
Call him right
to
now.
Call,
Call right now. Put her on. Put her on.
be like, "Excuse me,
We
officer."
have questions.
She is an officer of Bradenton, so
Nice.
I know how to get a hold of her very easily. So
Yeah, nothing crazy. I thought I had something. What was I
No.
just gonna say?
Oh no.
maybe with moms, babies, anything crazy.
No,
Have you ever photographed a birth, like a home birth?
not a home birth, but two in a hospital.
Oh,
It's
okay.
amazing. Like such an honor to get to be there.
Aw.
during
I had my
that.
photographer come like an hour later, and she walked in. And I was throwing up Jello. It was not great.
Be like,
So
"Here
wait,
we
so
are."
you were actually in the
I mean,
hospital.
obviously things happen in photography.
You were taking photographs of the actual
labor?
delivery.
Absolutely. Yeah, I actually had Caitlin
Wow.
Prisco lined up for my birth as well, but I ended up going 4 weeks early out of state, so it didn't get to have
Wait.
Caitlin. Yeah,
You were supposed to have a baby here,
I was supposed to.
and you were out of town.
I was in North Carolina shooting a wedding, and the day after I was shooting the wedding, I went into labor in the mountains. Yeah, 4 weeks early.
Aw.
So
That's
nothing
such a
with
great
us.
story,
We had to buy a
though.
car seat.
You're like, and I just had a baby, and I've got nothing.
Wait,
Yeah.
did you guys drive up there?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we drove up. Drove up to Tennessee, shot the wedding on Thursday.
Drove up without a baby.
Came
Came
back
home
with,
with
one.
one.
Yeah,
Damn.
Wow.
yeah.
It's just
It
the
was-
two of you, so nobody could be. Was he? Oh, wait, he was there.
Josh was there.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank
oh,
God.
thank God.
No, for
Like
sure.
he was
Josh
helping you
there,
shoot,
yeah.
or
He went
helping
with
you be
me.
there.
I would
He
not
probably
have gone
not.
without
Yeah, I
him,
was
yeah.
gonna say.
But
he
everything
probably
was
would not.
fine.
Everything was great.
4 weeks early?
4 weeks early. We were 4 days in the hospital. No NICU, but
Okay, that's
we had
good.
some blue light therapy.
Yeah.
So my little blue light baby.
Aw.
But yeah, it was crazy. I shot a
What a
wedding.
story.
in,
Holy
cow.
Pigeon Forge. It was a
Pigeon Forge.
a gay couple here.
Aw.
From here, and they kept joking because it literally was Brokeback Mountain, like all day, and that was their joke, not mine. So I'm allowed to say.
That's, that's what you're allowed to
She's
say.
But
like, I'm just regurgitating.
I was also
Don't cancel me.
I was also dancing at the reception because that's just what I do sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, yeah. You get down.
Yeah.
So I was doing the wobble, and I had my
Oh.
ear
And a
up,
baby just
and
popped
I
out.
was like 8 months pregnant or 9 months pregnant, whatever, 36 weeks that is. And yeah, the next day I guess like they heard through the grapevine because we have mutual friends, and he texted me and he was like, it was the wobble that did it. And I was like,
Probably right.
I remember it.
gosh.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
I worked up until like 3 or 4 days.
I still
before
have
gave
video.
birth.
of you dancing in front of my
Probably to the
DJ.
wobble.
No, it was Despacito, actually.
Ah,
You
yeah.
can't not dance just
Right? I worked until like 2 or 3 days
Yeah.
before I gave birth to Ethan.
Well, I was going to
Yeah.
as well. And then, so when I came back
Surprise.
4
Well, you did.
days, I kept working.
You worked up until the birth.
Well, yeah, I did. But I was 4 days postpartum and started shooting family holiday sessions again.
my
so
gosh.
I was psycho. Yeah.
Aw. And what's the baby's name? Do you want to say?
Jace, JJ.
JJ.
JJ Moon.
What up,
Remember
JJ?
it?
Oh, what a great name. JJ Moon.
Yeah.
Damn, he's got a
That in a
future.
646 this year. No, just
Wait,
kidding.
what?
That in a 646.
Oh, yes.
Yes. Was Dad a baseball player? Was Dad
We both
football?
were, yeah.
Ah, softball for you?
softball,
Yeah. Do you
college.
play co-ed now or no?
No, not anymore. I
You
can't.
should
played
play
softball?
co-ed. I have a co-ed
Yeah.
team you should be on.
Oh,
Yeah.
fun.
In college?
Yeah.
Where?
I mean, I was at Manatee Community College, but I was on a
Oh, that's-
scholarship.
That's
so,
cool.
Yeah.
He played baseball.
Yeah, we knew that. I knew
Yeah.
that.
I didn't know that you played softball.
Oh.
See how much she knows about our
Jeez.
about you, our host.
What?
Anyway.
Yeah.
Yes.
So-
I play softball.
Back to your photography.
Yes, sorry.
No, I just have questions. Black and white or color?
Oh, that's a hard one.
I know.
It just depends.
Yeah.
And there's some that need both. Sometimes that photo, I'm like, it has to be in both. So it just really depends. But what I do a lot, unless it's one of those where I'm like, this has to be in both, or this one is definitely black and white, I'll take like a shot and I'll have that one in color, and then I'll find a similar shot next to it that, you know, is like one of those ones you don't necessarily need that shot, but you can have it, and now it's in black and white.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
And then with your packages, you do engagement sessions too.
Mm-hmm.
How fun are the engagement sessions you've been seeing? Because when I get married, if I get married again, I want the whole hotel elevator, like, luggage cart, welcome desk.
Yeah.
I want that whole thing for an engagement photo shoot. And then I also want the very magazine cover photo.
Like editorial.
Yes,
Yeah.
where it's printed in large format at the wedding, so it's very
Oh yeah.
we on this cover,
Yeah.
like of Essence.
That's hot.
Yeah, I'm hot.
I love it.
That's hot. She says.
But yeah, so I actually just did one at
I'll take it where I can get it.
I mean, it is.
Yeah,
I love that she's
like
cover
thigh photo, elevator door closing, against the back wall. Oh yeah, all those things. Have you not seen any of that? Okay, I'm just saying.
Yeah,
That's hot stuff.
it is hot stuff.
So favorite
for it.
for engagement sessions, what have you been seeing?
Well, I just did one in a cigar bar up in Tampa, and that
Oh.
was baller. Totally obsessed. We just ordered some drinks and walked around.
I think I saw that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was shared by the cigar bar, and it was like probably one of my most liked posts.
Oh, that's cool.
Because they collabed it, you know.
Yep.
Which is amazing. And if you're not collabing with your vendors,
You should.
you should.
And you should
And you're
also
an asshole if you
accept
don't.
the
Sorry.
collab.
Accept and then don't delete.
And tag all vendors, please, people.
Yes.
Jeez. How many times
Speaking
do you
of
gotta say
that,
it? Yeah.
that Lovery, that
Huh?
you know that Lovery, like Instagram Lovery.
Oh, yeah.
Lovery, Love Every.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is.
Oh.
Like kind of like
the
the
resharing.
reshare.
They reshare like weddings.
Oh, is it one
It's
of
like-
those
But they-
sites?
It's the thing that everybody just got like a Lovery award.
award. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So they
was like,
shared.
What is that?
I
know nothing about it. I just
Some
saw.
account on Instagram. It just. I feel like honest. I don't know. I don't
Love,
know about
I
it.
didn't
love
get an award.
every.
I didn't-
Levery.
Yeah, Lovery or something like that.
Lovery.
I didn't get an award.
No, that's not it. That's the toy company.
What kind of toy?
Love Every.
Love.
I'll have to find it. But they shared this like epic first kiss where they blew these like different colored cannons up into the sky.
Yes.
And it was
All the
like,
colors.
Oh yeah, it was
Yeah.
amazing,
Yeah.
and I loved it. But they like tagged all the like 3 of the vendors, but they didn't even tag the company that did
The actual.
like colorful display.
Can we just not keep doing that, people?
So it was just funny because I was like, we're
Now I
literally
need to know what
celebrating.
company.
Let me find it. Try to be quick.
It's not lovely.
Hold on. Love.
Oh, Loverly. There it is.
Loverly. Sorry.
Yeah, Loverly. L-Y.
Oh yeah, Lover.
Free tools and inspo for
don't
all
know
of
if
your
it's
planning
service in
needs.
here.
So I guess it's just like another
Lover.
planning website.
Lover, is it .e?
No, just Loverly, L-Y.
Oh, L-Y. Just kidding. Why don't I have service in here?
Oh, there's Loverly, right?
Yeah, that's
And they have a Loverly
Oh, I
list.
have not been following them.
Yeah.
I guess I need to follow. There we go.
There it is.
There it
the
is.
epic.
Yeah. So, like,
Oh, yeah.
it's super cool, but I was like, oh, wow, which company does that? And it's couple, planner, content creator. You tag
Oh,
the content creator, but not the people who did the boom smoke bombs. I just thought that was weird.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry, I rent over.
Tag everybody.
But
Tag
like
everybody.
that is just beautiful. If you're not watching, you can watch
Well-
on YouTube and see.
Yeah.
Pull it closer.
Oh. I was like, what?
What is that?
That's like a send off.
No,
yeah.
but what is it?
It's like a clear.
Is it
Dress?
bubbles?
I don't know what all's in the picture. But yeah,
Anyway.
so engagement sessions.
Yeah, so cigar bar was
That's a
really
clear
cool.
dress.
I'm planning one right now at the gin joint up in Tampa.
I love gin. There's a gin joint.
Oh my gosh, it's freaking awesome. Yeah, you have to check it out. They're just decor and design is so
Shall we go
cool,
this
so-
weekend?
We should go.
Let's just go.
I'm free.
All right, me too.
All right.
Anyway,
Cool.
yeah,
Date.
so I'm planning one there.
Are there some things that you want to plan? Like, do you like that editorial style as well, or you're just mostly like the candid?
I like editorial.
Depending on what it's being used for, maybe if there's a purpose behind
Correct. Yeah.
it. Okay.
Yeah, I guess. Like, I mean, I'm not going to be on the beach, like, you know, and that's probably why I don't shoot often that way, because I do find myself on the beach a lot. You know?
Okay.
I do a lot of beach weddings, so, you know, I don't feel I get that opportunity as much, or somebody that wants that style. But it's definitely coming up more and more as far as I feel like, just because, again, back to TikTok and stuff like that. But it's fun. But yeah, I definitely love how people are actually starting to think about engagement sessions as being like you just hanging out with your man or
Personality,
your,
yeah.
you know, your partner.
Yeah.
It's what you do. It doesn't, you know, I mean, obviously I love going to New College and taking these beautiful
Yes,
photos
of
and
course.
then ending at the beach and doing things like that. But when somebody's like, you know what, we just want to go to a cigar bar, have a cigar, have
Yeah.
a drink.
We want to go do what we
and
normally
then
do.
river walk in Tampa or whatever, and just
Follow us around.
yeah. And I did, and I followed him around, and we found this little pop-up bar, and we got a drink there, and then we have
Yeah.
these great photos from that. And so that to me feels like you're actually in the moment celebrating you guys and not just like doing it for the gram. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
That's genuine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. So
So do you feel like a lot of the genuineness is coming back into couples and their decisions for photography, or are they still stuck in doing it for the gram?
I think that you setting your expectations with your clients has a lot to do with it.
Oh, okay.
In my opinion, I'm very big on like, yes, we all take photos, like we're doing it for the gram. Everyone is, unfortunately, it's like brainwashed into our heads now. You know, it's not going anywhere, but come back to reality. Like, why are we here? You know?
Yeah.
In the end, like I'd say this to my clients is like, the fact that your blue icing on your cupcakes doesn't match the blue on the napkins. Nobody gives a fuck. Like,
Right.
it's close.
And if somebody
It's
says
close, guys.
something,
you know,
they
like,
can leave.
yeah. So it's like we all get so caught up, and I just think that I really try to bring my people back to not getting caught up in that, and
like to just exist.
yeah, just be like, I don't know. And like you said, like I'm like, okay, your engagement session can be whatever you want it to be. Like I can
course.
literally come to your house and you guys can order. Actually, I've gone to a couple's house and we just ordered pizza and
Yeah.
they hung out in their pajamas and drank wine and sat on the kitchen floor because it was a cool shot, you know, like
Yeah.
something stupid like that. And I get like super fired up and inspired by that because that's not normal.
Yeah.
You know, like we go to the beach and shoot engagement sessions all the time, and it's just like, here we are at the beach again. And granted, I'm a sunset chaser for life, and I love it. But
There's got to be some creativity in there. Yeah.
it's super fun when it's different, and
I think by choosing you also, Angela, I think you bring that creativity out, because I look at your photos all the time and I'm just like, I do. Like I totally
Flip.
crush on them all the time, because I find, and I love dark and moody. I love lightning. I love all, I mean, it's just what I do. And, you know, it depends on the couple and what I've seen in the past. But I feel like even though you're dark and moody, I think the descriptor that you used earlier is passion and wild is more of a descriptor for what you bring to the table, because anybody not anybody, but everybody can do dark and moody, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I think what you bring to the table is that passion and wild and creativity, and also that space for people to just exist and be themselves. And I really appreciate seeing all that in your photos, and
you.
it comes across in your creativity and just who you are. And you always make people feel really fucking comfortable. And I think that is why you get the couples that you do, and the photos that you get, and the creativity just kind of comes out because people are able to be who they are in your presence. And I think that says a lot.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And I've experienced a lot of photographers where, you know, it's very posed, and I'm just like, oh my God, this is fucking torturous. Or it's just, it just becomes very like, all right, mom and dad, jump in. All right, you know, and I know you have to do those things, and I know that's what it is. But I think your photos and what you bring to the table really gives a different level of expectation, so the clients that are coming to you know what they're getting. And if they're not that kind of a client, they're just bypassing. And I think that is really indicative of like the art and creative that you put behind it, and it's not just shooting photos.
Right.
Yeah,
I
think
don't
there's
want
a
to
real
just go through the
passion.
motions.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I'll make myself look like an idiot just to get a real laugh.
You know,
or
roll
something.
around and do some flip flops and like that guy, the guy who
Yeah,
does
right.
Oh yeah.
So many people sent me that. I feel like this is you. I'm like, okay.
You're like, I'll hide in a bush a little bit. Like,
I love hiding
yeah.
in bushes.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do.
Have you ever done any surprise proposals?
Oh yes, I love them.
Tell
I
us
love
about
them.
one of those.
What's your favorite one?
Yeah.
Oh, my favorite one was not too long ago. And I feel like every girl knows it's happening. Like, and I'm like sitting on the beach and I'm like, this is my best hideout yet. And I'm like sitting there with like a book and my Yeti or whatever. And like, I'm on the, you know, I'm like, no one knows I'm a photographer.
Because your camera's inside the Yeti cooler, and
It's
then
like over here
then
on
they
the
get
side,
behind
yeah.
you, and you.
I love that.
Yeah. And then she's like,
I love that you play the part, because I think
yeah.
some photographers just hide out kind
Oh,
of,
yeah, no.
and they still have their gear on them. She's like
Oh,
full
shoot.
force
I
over
had a
here.
book.
Did you see?
I had a
She's like a
book.
freaking PI.
I had my chair.
Did
I
you
was
see
ready.
on social media recently?
I love that.
Social media recently, I guess the couple or the guy told the photographer the wrong location.
Oh yeah, and she started running.
And she
So
started
I've been that girl.
sprinting
I been
so
that. I'm pretty
fast.
sure I shared that because that happened to me also not too long
Oh,
ago.
it's hard to pinpoint on the beach.
It is, and then he was like, "Well, there wasn't anybody around in the spot that I decided to do it in, and if I would have went a little further, there was like
You
30
don't change your
people."
mind last
And I
minute,
was
sir.
like, oh my god! So like, you know, I have a long lens clearly, but I was hauling ass just like that chick on that reel. It was
Yeah.
hysterical.
So
but-
the most recent one, what
yeah.
happened?
So they were just again like they straight up were like, we are the most awkward people in the world, and I'm like, perfect, because awkward people.
He set it up.
He set it up.
Okay.
Yeah. But once I once I showed face and like she knew what was going on, she was like, we're just so awkward. And then I was like, awkward's fine. Like awkward and willing, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it's the people who are like,
Awkward and not willing.
I'm
yeah,
not
or I
smiling.
don't like photos or whatever, you know,
Yeah.
and then it's like, oh, she's like, I got my work cut out for me, and I'm supposed to make them look like they
Are having fun.
are, yeah.
Yeah.
And no matter how many times I tell them to pick them up and twirl them around and look natural, they're not looking natural.
So
But,
where was
yeah.
the
It was
proposal?
Longboat. They have
Out on the beach?
Yeah,
Of
somebody's
course.
condo out there. But yeah, so I was like chilling, and they did it, and she was like, "I knew you were a
So you were,
photographer
like,
the
all
whole
camped-
time," and I'm like,
What?
"No, you didn't." And she was like, "As soon as I saw you sitting by yourself," but I'm like, you know, they're putting all the pieces together.
Yeah.
You know, like
Yeah,
as
afterwards.
far
They're
as-
like,
and
oh, now it makes
every
sense.
girl that's in a surprise proposal. I mean, they're all a surprise, but everyone that I've done, I feel like, is in a white or a cream or some type of dress. Like they know, like women just know. We know. No.
Do we?
I
I didn't know.
didn't know either. I was wearing a bleach stained shirt and
I was sitting
I
at my
s-
cubicle at work with my legs
Oh,
propped up
God.
on my desk complaining about him.
actually, what is today? The 7th?
8th.
Oh, yesterday was my engagement anniversary.
Happy engagement anniversary yesterday.
I sent Megan on a wild.
She knew though, right?
No, no.
Because
So,
this was something you regularly did, or
I
you were
always,
spontaneous.
I
kinda
was
like that?
always doing crazy things,
and
like
I think
sending her.
that's key.
Right,
Guys
but
really should not.
I sent her on
do
a
something out of the
scavenger
norm.
hunt, but I had all these things made up where like these cards. I don't know if you ever watched like The Bachelor or Bachelorette, but
Mm-hmm.
you know how they have like those cards and they come out and read the cards. Well, these were on like thick postcards, whatever you want to think, and I had them like custom made, and everything was really cool. And I had like 8 of them, so I had to deliver them to 8 different locations.
And hope they stayed there.
Well, and so it took her all day, and I had everything like pretty well timed out, which I was I'm very impressed with how this all came about. But she said that she didn't realize, because I picked out a dress for her when she got to the house. I had her change and like all these things, and she thought I was just surprising her to go to Hallow Scream
In a dress.
in her just like because it was her birthday was like the next day, I think. And yeah, she's like, "Oh, I just thought you were surprising me for my birthday."
So that's probably also part of it. Maybe plan it around something so they're a little distracted as to like why it's happening.
She was a little in denial that it happened. Whoops.
Oh well.
Yeah.
We're still good friends.
Yes,
We're still fine.
Everything's fine. But proposals. So how does one go about that? Like, one partner reaches out to you, you kind of help them with the plan, or
Yeah, I love helping them because they're always like, I don't really know how it's gonna go down, and I'm like, well, I've done a few of these, and so I just help them. I've bought wine for people before, and so I had the wine ready for them.
Oh, that's nice.
I kind of help them. I don't really know. I'm like, okay, well, when you see me, kind of just keep walking until you're kind of right in front of me. I've done one in St. Armand's before, so that was cool because you got to like the center in the little park area.
Yeah. I think it'd be fun, just like at like if you're just having dinner, like you're just having a date night. And like you're at another,
that'd be super.
Ooh,
spy.
paparazzi!
And
like
you're at another,
everybody at a
yeah,
table.
and you're at another table, and like they're having a whole entire meal, they're conversating the whole entire time, and you're capturing
Little
all of
paparazzi
it.
moment. That's cool.
Yeah, for sure. That would be so fun.
Have those couples reached back out to you to actually photograph their weddings?
So yes and no. I've done the 2 that were local. Yes, I did their wedding. But most of the other ones I've done have all been destinations. So like they're from Atlanta or Indiana or something like that. I try, but
she does travel.
I do travel.
If you didn't hear, she'll go to the snow for you.
Will do. But yeah,
Just make sure it's a
She'll
good time.
go to North Carolina and she'll have a baby
whatever I gotta do.
She makes it interesting.
in the Carolinas. If you're lucky, she might name it after you.
Yeah,
All right, they don't talk like that.
I'm just saying.
Carolina, that's Alabama.
Oh, maybe. I don't know. I'm from Kentucky.
Oh my God.
I don't know how that goes.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
they're
I
fun.
do love a good proposal. What I don't enjoy is seeing
Tell us.
the proposals where there's 50,011 people there. And everybody is just surrounding the couple. And the girl can barely, or the guy can barely get in the door. And they've got their phones, and it's just it's just so much. Like, it's so much. And they're just in the way.
Yeah.
Those are ones where I'm like, y'all are ruining it. Like, dude can't even talk because y'all are making so much noise in the background. Like, like craziness. Like, I don't like those. Like, the intimate ones. Those are nice. Or when family's hiding. Remember the one wedding I did where their proposal went viral? I did their wedding. It was on the tower over at Robinson Preserve. And she thought she was meeting up with him there to go on a hike. Her and her best friend had already met there, and they'd been hiking like around, or going, well, what we call hiking, walking around Robinson Preserve. And then and then he met up with them because he had to get everybody already there and staged. And he met up with them about halfway through because he said he had to run errands. And then they were walking up to the tower, and then she started seeing people, and he had people on all the stairs and all the landings all the way up to the top. It was so good.
I feel like I know about this.
Alex was his name, and he was a groomzilla. Wonderful groomzilla, but he was, for sure.
Good for him.
But yeah, it got like millions of views on TikTok, and then we were
think I
their
saw
wedding
that,
host
yeah.
at Mixon's, and it was around the tower, and like everything was like, playing music, and he was, it was very cool.
I remember that for sure.
That's the only one I've really been kind of weary of.
They're fun though, because I mean, like the photos that you're doing right after is like a mini engagement session, and they're floating, so it's just them and their really raw emotional moment, and they're probably still blacked out, to be honest.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
So it's fun. But they're a lot of fun. I like being a part of them.
Do you prefer indoor, outdoor, or beach for anything? Like, do you actually like shooting on the beach? Be honest. It's fine. It's not your if it's not a preference.
I'm just
If you were
over
to-
it.
Yeah.
I'm over it. And
Yeah.
so like it was funny because I was at a wedding expo last Sunday and one of the brides was like, is this like my first few pages in one of my albums is just like a hodgepodge of my favorite photos.
Yeah.
And she's like, these first few aren't here, are they? Because they were like mountains. I'm like, sorry. No, definitely not. But you know, it's funny because like people who don't live here would love to shoot on the beach. And then of course we live here, we shoot on the beach all the time. And
And we're like,
I would
oh my
love to
God,
shoot
this is
anywhere
so
else.
boring.
Yeah. It's
Right.
just, especially it's because it's the same lineup of beaches that we have.
Yeah.
It's not
Yeah,
like,
it's the same sight line.
yeah,
Really.
for sure.
But
You-
for them, it's
it's
like,
beautiful.
yeah.
Yeah, and I
know,
think it's because,
so-
like, you know, when girls have long straight hair, they want curly hair.
Yep,
you know, it's just
exactly.
when you have it, you don't realize
Yeah.
how good you have it.
So yeah, I mean, it's definitely like I'm enjoying. I think that's probably why I was like so excited to do Crosley because I haven't been there in so long, and so it was like, oh, I haven't been here, and it's like I don't know, I shoot differently than the last time I was here, and so it's just
Because you've been thinking about it. You're like,
Yeah.
oh, next time or this time or whatever. Or
Yeah.
this couple's perfect for this location because I can now shoot like this or
Yeah.
say, take this particular photo.
I'm shooting at Armature Works in October, and I'm super
that's cool.
super excited. So
I did the Don Cesar,
that I did one there too. It's beautiful.
and I did a couple weeks ago, and I have another one. It's the second time that I'll be there within a month, which
Oh.
I'm really excited about.
That's awesome.
And I actually just spoke to the coordinator there, and they're gonna put me on the preferred vendor list.
Hey,
excited. The Don is really cool.
It is really cool.
Now that's a cool spot. I mean, I guess for me because I don't have to be out on the beach, but
But their ceremonies typically in the
and they're like little
the
courtyard area.
Courtyard,
Yeah.
And
So-
so you mentioned bridal shows. I know you just started doing them this year.
Yes.
How have they been treating you?
The first one that we were at, it was amazing.
Good.
Super productive. I had so many calls. I booked 3 weddings from.
Oh, that's awesome.
I still
Yay!
have some
I'm
that.
glad you did that
Me
one.
too. I still have a few that I'm waiting to see if I'm
Yeah.
going to book. The 2 Colombia and Puerto Rico are from there. But then I did this one here in Sarasota, and it was
Bombed.
bombs.
Which
Sorry.
one was that?
That's the one I did last year that I
Yeah.
said you shouldn't.
Where
do.
was it?
I only did it because I won the booth.
Yes.
I won a free booth.
exactly. So
Yeah.
that's the only way.
Oh, you did. It was free.
It was free.
Yeah. So
Well,
I had to do it.
yeah.
But I mean, it was really
you
pretty.
learned.
Where was it?
At Robarts.
I didn't even know about it.
Yes, you did.
I did.
We'll talk later.
Okay. Why are you whispering?
We'll talk later. It's that one that
Anyway,
I did last
It
year
was
that I was
also
like,
Memorial Day Sunday of Memorial Day weekend, and I just think it was. Just
that was a
not-
bad day
it
to
was a
choose.
bad day, yeah.
A horrible date.
I haven't had very good luck with bridal shows.
So yeah.
I actually, the one that we did together, I have not had great luck, I will say. I did have about, of the 3,000 leads that I got, I think 15 or 1,600 needed venues. And I think 1 or 2 have had a little bit of conversation with, but I think for the most part, it hasn't been as productive as I would want it to be. But I think it's also hard when you can only email them twice a month.
Yeah, I actually didn't even do anything with the lead list.
Wait, why can you only email them?
Per their regulations, or they'll
Yeah.
flag
They're-
you.
How are they gonna know?
They put in fake leads just like I used to when I had a bridal show. I would put in like a friend of mine who wasn't going to be there. I'd put in their email address, or I would create an email address that was fake and feed it in to the lead list. So I knew if somebody shopped it out or sent it to somebody or forwarded it to somebody that was not at my bridal show. Because my bridal show was just for my preferred vendors. It was not for you to share. And so if you shared it and that email got somebody contacting them that was not at the bridal show, I would know.
So how would you know if?
Dun, dun.
Yeah. Okay. What are you gonna do? Like,
No, you blacklist them.
You get-
fined.
You get fined.
It's
You have to sign
$1,000
this
or
thing
some
that
crap.
Says like I understand.
wait, who gets
Yeah.
blacklisted?
Well,
The vendor.
if the vendor, but also you get fined
But
by this
how did?
particular
But
company.
I guess my question is, how do you know that was the vent? Like,
You don't know, so they know. They track
Well, no.
how many times you email people.
okay. Anyway.
What? No,
No, I'm trying to like. Who are they blacklisting? Which vendor are they blacklisting?
So if you TLS
Yes.
emails
Yes.
more than twice a week.
Right.
twice a month.
Twice a month. I thought
Yeah,
it was
twice in 1
Oh,
month.
twice a month.
Ooh, you're getting blacklisted.
I didn't do
She
anything.
hasn't done anything with it. She hasn't had to because she's that bomb ass.
I So you would get blacklisted because
Yes.
you over emailed.
Right, but the share, like,
If
I
you
mean,
shared it, then that other vendor would also, but then you also get fined.
but how do they know that I'm the one that shared it with my
You would get
friend?
fined for over emailing, not for sharing.
Okay.
Because I mean, sharing, nobody's gonna know who.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
But it's crazy how many people do reach out to you from the expos that had nothing to do with the expo, or people that are walking around handing you cards. Like,
Yes, that happened.
other vendors who walk around and hand me a card,
I literally took their
I
card
throw them
and
away.
you know,
FYI.
I don't. I turn it into the organizers and say, "Hey, I paid to be here.
Yeah.
Go talk to them."
Yeah.
Or
it's super
here
annoying.
you go. It's really annoying. It was a bartending company, wasn't it?
I had like 6
But-
cards from that show.
Yeah, where people paid to register
Yeah,
as they
as a
paid as a
guest.
guest, and they went around.
I'm a wedding planner, and I'm like, then why
Yeah.
aren't you here? with
Well, they're
food?
probably networking with other wedding professionals. They're probably not talking to the couples.
but
I don't see anything wrong with that.
but they're still showcasing themselves to put themselves in front of
To other vendors, they're showcasing themselves.
It's still
Not a
like I
fan.
paid to be there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I paid a lot of
so
money
did
to
they.
be
Also,
there.
like, it was
no,
really
they paid
busy.
$10 to get in the door.
They
And
paid.
they're like standing there talking to me about their business when I'm supposed to be talking to like
Oh, that's
potential
fair.
leads.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, cool, thanks. Like, get out of here.
So speaking
know.
of, yeah, it's just kind of crazy. But also speaking of bridal
Bridal shows.
I received an email from one of the leads from that show.
Just now?
No, the other day, and I just had to.
You're going to share it.
I am going to share.
All right,
it.
let's hear it.
So this person said, and I sent an email. This is the email I sent. Hello, so-and-so. You're engaged and now the fun begins, but we know it can be overwhelming. Mind you, I have almost 1,400 emails that have to go out. My interns have been sending them out, but we manually have to put in every single person's first name, wedding date, and their email address into the system. So it's still very labor intensive. There are so many options out there for a wedding venue. We've taken our most popular options and put them all in one place for you to make it easy. Our wedding packages that are attached gives you a little taste of what we have to offer. We fit many budgets and themes with one-of-a-kind amenities such as on-site accommodations. Let's connect for a tour. After all, we've been told once you're on property, it's just so calming and a sight to be seen in person. What day and time this week or next works for you? Cheers. Simple. Packages are attached. Well, I did like a little brochure, like a 3-page with some new photos. This is the email I got. I wasn't there as I didn't make it, so you didn't see me. I didn't say I saw you. I also don't trust someone with my $500,000 wedding who sends me a genetic email. I'm looking for someone with the personal touch to make me feel as though my day is super special. Therefore, I've gone with a company that personally emailed me to know me and what they could do for me. Wasn't a mass email and just made me feel like our wedding was just as important to them as it was to us, as it is to us. Thank you, but good luck as we respectfully decline your services. I personally wrote that email that they get. It's just sent, and it's sent individually to each person. It's not like a mass email that goes out. Else I would have been done emailing them weeks ago. So this is my response.
Oh, boy. She's been wanting to
I
get this off of her
$500,000.
chest.
I mean, I haven't shared it. You just brought, I was like, oh, yeah. I was like, thank you for your response to the email that you received from me. I wanted to get back to you personally as quick as possible. I most certainly apologize if we received your email accidentally from a bridal show company who verifies and provides them for those that sign up and attend the show that they had in May. With your email and contact information, we were provided over 3,000 emails of contacts for those that may have attended or signed up. In fact, I said, if in fact you did not register or attend the bridal show, I would definitely reach out to those in charge of that show so that you don't continue to receive emails inadvertently from over 150 vendors that now have it. I would like to share about our venue, however, as we may be a resource for you because of the profession that this person's in, because she titled it all proceeds from our rentals support the nonprofit Resilient Retreat that services trauma survivors, helping professionals and first responders such as yourself with programs to help with compassion fatigue, resilient building, and regulating tools and more. We offer free evidence-based mind, body, and spirit programs that support healing. We have a kind line for support as well. You can call Tuesday through Friday, 8:30 to 6. If y'all didn't know, this is what I do. Anyway, feel free to look into our programs and services on our website. Blah, blah, right? This is the part where it got good.
Wait, did she respond?
No. No, she is not. But
Oh, you're still going.
yeah, she
Jesus.
read.
Are you sure she read it?
Yes.
I don't think she read the whole thing.
I got her. Well, she opened it.
She opened it, and then
Anyway,
she was like, that's
to
too long. I'm
conclude-
deleting.
because I was pissed.
I know, I can tell.
To conclude, we're a small but mighty team at the nonprofit, I being the majority staff member who takes care of the rental venue. I did personally write and email you the email you received, and it wasn't canned or pre-written email, and I appreciate your feedback. Yes, I'm going on a rant. I will look into more personalization to be mindful of our resources and to help build our clientele. To help out with a personalized email, I use an auto send option. However, each client is put into the system individually. In your case, 1,500 that showed interest. I did. I went there, and I said,
You're still not done.
not done.
Jeez.
I know.
Hold on.
I just
Now you're done.
cut me off. This is the last of it. With 20 years of experience in the wedding and event industry, having planned personally over 600 weddings of
You
all
took
sizes.
this so personal.
I did, because literally, like, your $500,000 wedding, please take that somewhere
All
else.
I would have been like was, good luck with your $500,000 wedding.
I know, right?
In quotes.
Yeah, right.
Done. I would. This whole thing. I guarantee you, they did not. They did not read this. They probably saw all the length of it.
Anyway, the venue that saves lives. Whatever. I appreciate your time and feedback, and know that you will have an amazing wedding.
do not appreciate her time
on
and
finding
feedback.
your venue of choice. We look forward to our many wonderful weddings at our venue as well, and know and understand we aren't the perfect space for everyone, and vice versa.
She's still going, people.
I know.
I know you like to talk.
I know.
You
But
apparently
that's-
like to write.
But what I'm saying is,
She's
do
still
you
going.
ever get those crappy people, or the people from the bridal shows that just reach back out and or that are just rude about it? Like, you signed up for a bridal show.
Yeah, I haven't had that issue yet. I mean, I just started doing them. And also,
anyway.
like I said, I didn't do anything with the lead list yet. So
Yeah.
I don't even know if I will because of that.
Yeah, because
reason.
of that one person. You should be her photographer. I should.
$500,000
I'll
wedding.
give you her. You can email
Hey,
her.
red flags. I'll pass.
Exactly.
I'll pass.
So if people
We
were to
don't
reach
even
out,
have your date available.
if
lady.
people were to reach out to you, how would they find you? On what socials? Where can people get you?
Oh, I
We're gonna go ahead and wrap it up.
Wrap it up, Randy.
Instagram, Angela Moon Photography, Facebook, same
Photography.
photography, not free,
Not free.
not free.
Not free.
Speaking
No.
of which, what your packages?
Oh
range
yeah.
from?
What's like the starting package?
My 4 hour starts at 29.
Okay.
Okay.
And
Then it goes up from there.
up from there. 8 to 10 hour package contains engagement session and an album.
Okay.
Check
Yeah.
out those albums. Those
Yeah.
are
And
beautiful.
any second shooters included or no?
Yep, second shooters.
Nice.
Yeah, the 8 and the 10.
So second shooter and third shooter, does that decide? Like, does your package decide that, or is it your guest count that decides?
Package.
Okay.
Yep. Because I can do the whole thing if I really needed to. I mean, I've
Suck,
done
I
plenty
got
of them by
this.
myself. It's just you lose out
I've
on
done so many.
some
I mean.
angles, right? I mean,
You're like, this is easy.
I used to do it a la carte. So I would actually, like, through COVID, everyone was trying to, like, do it cheaper. So I finally just took them out of the package, and I was like, okay, second shooters are a la carte. And so they were paying, like, straight. I wasn't even making money off of them. I was just like, and it was nice because they were coming in for when I really needed them, and then they were out, and I was like, as a second shooter, that'd be great.
Yeah.
I would be like, I don't want to just be standing around there not doing anything.
Heck
Like, I'd
no.
rather just go in for 3 hours and be done.
yeah.
But yeah, that's changed. So it's nicer to have them longer. So, but yeah.
All right. Awesome. Well, and how do the people find you again on the socials?
I already told you this.
I know, but
At Angela Moon Photography.
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 And that's on both,
On both, yeah.
Instagram,
Instagram and Facebook.
Facebook, TikTok.
I am not a talker. No.
Not a TikToker.
Not a TikToker.
Not an
Sorry.
X. What is it?
Not an
Twitter's
X.
next.
Not
No.
a Threads.
now.
Website,
Threads.
Website, amoonphotos.com.
amoonphotos.com. What else? I guess all of the contact information would be on there. So
Correct.
amoonphotos.com.
Amoonphotos.
Go show her some love, y'all. When I
Aw.
say, if you haven't seen her page by now, while listening to us, if you haven't ventured over there, we haven't done a damn good job yet. So go there now.
Well,
and
we
check it
just
out.
announced it.
But no, I mean, you can follow. You can find Angela Moon Photography from the jump
Yeah.
when we first started. But I think just give her a follow and
you.
like and check out the fire and the wild and the passion, that exudes from these photos for sure.
You guys are awesome.
Well, thank you so much for joining us today.
This was fun.
Yay. We'll have to
She
have you
said
back
being
on.
on our bucket list, or being on our podcast was a bucket list.
Hey, let's go.
Yes.
Check.
We'll have you
Even
back
if
on.
You beat your person up beforehand. If you're
Yeah.
sorry, I totally injured her.
Oh yeah, I knocked you out on your way in. I hit your sunglasses, and then you knocked her out with the. She's gonna end up with some bruises on the way out.
I was gonna say it's literally her commodity right there.
Well, thank you so much, Angela. Once again, I am Tim Schaus, TLS Entertainment, your premier DJ, with the wonderful, beautiful, non-retired wedding planner, Brandy Harlan, of course, Angela Moon, photography. You guys have been absolutely awesome.
Peace and chicken.
Holla.